Hello, everyone. This is part 3 in Trayvon Martin Remembered. My name is Marcel Elvers, Master Profiler through written communication using handwriting analysis, statement analysis, and behavioral trend analysis. Please like my channel, above all, share and subscribe. Iconic picture of Trayvon, how we remember him, a young man hooded. I wrote about the case in my 2015 book, We Are the Same, It's the Details That Differ, an overview of behavioral style, motivation, and predictability. Remember what Zimmerman replied with in the Nancy Grace interview, that his career goal was to hunt fugitives. Typically, when somebody tells a storyline, we have an introduction, an incident, or an event, and an impact statement. And typically that is 25, 50, 25%. Now here we look at the transcription of the police narrative Zimmerman wrote. And if you divide it in introduction, incident, and impact, we see that the incident is about 70% of the whole note. That is also almost true for the word count. And that suggests there is an emphasis on the incident, and that is suspect in the sense he might try to convince by paying much attention to what happened and less about what he feels about it. So when we look at the personal pronoun I use, and this is an important one, the person who uses the personal pronoun I wants to own the statement. A missing personal pronoun I is less strong, and therefore you don't want to own the statement, especially when there is a significant change. So a change from the baseline, that is. So let's have a look at his personal pronoun I's, or PPI. So he wrote here, within our neighborhood, I and my neighbors, I was on my way, I saw, I pulled, I told, I could not, I got, I told, I did, and we see all the PPIs in the proper places. And then suddenly, boom. He does not say, and I tried to find my phone, like his usual ways. The PPI is missing, and that is suspect. And then he continues using the PPI all the time until we end up here when he said, I fired. He did not say I fired. The personal pronoun I is missing. And then he continues using the PPI normal again. So we see that he used the PPI 14. He skips one, uses it 9 times, skips one, and then uses it 9 times again. That's interesting. So we're going to hone in on the missing PPI sentences, because apparently, according to the statement analysis rule, he doesn't want to own these statements. Interestingly, he does exactly the same with the word me, asking me, asked me, asked me, told me, punched me, on top of me, told me, and then, in fear for my life, as he assured he was going to kill me, and missing me. That's suspect, especially since he continues using me all the time appropriately. So now we can see that in this paragraph, line 40 through 44, he missed a PPI and he missed me. And therefore, there is a change in character of how he wrote, and that is suspect. Another thing that was interesting is that he constantly talked about Trayvon Martin, of course he didn't know his name, as a suspect. But after he shot Trayvon Martin and talked to an onlooker, it was all of a sudden just a guy. So a suspect would give him justification to do what he did, because after all, the kid was suspicious. So I had to take some action as a neighborhood watch. However, after he shot him, it was just an ordinary guy. That's interesting. Apparently, he did not want the onlooker to know that he treated Trayvon Martin as a suspect. So, what does that all mean? What is Zimmerman telling us? So I want you to put your detective hat on and make a comment on what you think. I will give you a couple of clues to think about. So he said, and tried to find my phone. Think about that. What is so significant about the missing PPI, as well as him trying to find his phone? Now remember, put that in the context of the situation. Remember, Zimmerman was on the call with 911. He hung up on them as the door chimes were ringing. As we heard the door chimes, he got immediately out of the truck to follow Trayvon Martin because he said, shit, he's running. So what is so significant about that sentence? He also said, I felt the suspect reach for my now exposed firearm. Now think about the context again. Trayvon Martin is sitting on top of him, bashes his head against the concrete, and he said, I felt the suspect reach for my now exposed firearm. What is so significant about that, given the context? And in blue here, for my now exposed firearm, and say, you're gonna die. That's highly significant. So I leave you with that. I want you to comment and tell me what you think. Good luck.